Welcome back. Welcome in to the Lions Share podcast. Welcome to Week 11 in the NFL ahead of Lions versus Jaguars on Sunday at 1 o'clock. We will preview Lions and Jaguars. We will preview Week 11, and we will get you up to speed on injuries and any news that has happened since we last spoke to you just a few days ago with the late game on Sunday. We are back here for Week 11. As reported previously, too, we've talked about how many Lions have won NFC Player of the Week honors. Well, we had another one this week, shocker, that Bates gets his name in there yet again. NFC Special Teams Player of the Week. So that makes 6 out of 10 weeks. And, of course, the Lions have had their bye already. So, really, 6 of 9 weeks that a Lion has been represented in this award. So, kudos to him. And the other thing that I had for you guys here, shareholders and the boys, I've got a tweet here in the notes about from the Lions fan report here. I will put it up on the screen for those on YouTube. But it is this, folks. The Lions defense is improving, and improving before our eyes. Now, if you go back to 2019, Lions passer rating allowed 27th. 2020, 32nd, dead last. 2021, 30th. 2022, 25th. It's climbing. 2023, 23rd. 2024, first.
Is first good?
Andrew, is first good?
I was hoping so because I was hoping that's how we could now rank the defense.
That would really get your rankings up if you did it off of opposing quarterback passer ratings.
Heck yeah, man.
Yeah, I thought this was interesting. Didn't know they had made such a jump. Everybody talks about this defense being improved, but they really highlight how well they are against the run, how strong they are against the run, not so much against the pass. And credit to Carlton Davis, too. I don't have the tweet in front of me, but he was, I don't know if you guys caught it, but he's climbing the ranks, too. His rankings against quarterback rating, too, is climbing fast. And he's been ranked, I think, in the top 5 quarterbacks this year, in the last 6 weeks at least.
He had the highest PFF grade of all cornerbacks last week.
Ooh, shout out to you, sir. We'll give you a little
congratulations.
Carlton Davis got some votes from the shareholders too for BAM's Player of the Week. So shout out to Carlton Davis and Bates and the boys. A lot of love to go around for the Lions this week. A lot of love from everybody, and a lot of power rankings having the Lions either 1 or 2 with the Chiefs right up there as well. So we're gonna stop sharing that, and then we're gonna go to the next thing, which is the Lions have made a lot of moves. They've extended guys, they've brought people in, but they've got a lot of money still to spend. Check this tweet out if you're on YouTube. Teams with the most projected cap for 2025, and that includes the Lions in the top 10. So of the most, relevant, the higher upper echelon teams, the Lions still make it on the list with $53 million estimated.
You know what my suspicion here is? That was some money for Hutch. I think a lot of that was set aside for Hutch.
I would have to agree with you. Andrew, any thoughts on this number? $53 million of projected cap room for next year.
That was my exact thought, too. They were setting it up for it, Mitch, and now it makes even more sense what you were saying. They're going to franchise tag him.
You have to. It sucks so bad. It really does. But, you'd be doing a disservice as a GM, Brad Holmes, if you paid him TJ Watt or Bosa without seeing what he comes back as. Now that's all he's going to come back. There's no doubt in my mind he's going to come back and be the stud that he was. But it's just, it's unfortunate that we are in that's what it is as an NFL franchise and as a GM. You have to prove it on the field. I think he gets franchise tagged and has a good year, and they pay the man.
Yeah, Kirby Joseph too. You got to remember him. He's probably due for his as well, among a few others. But those are your 2 big ones, especially on the defensive side of the ball. But it's, I don't know how you guys feel about this, but it's just so nice to take a step back and realize, wow, it's nice to have a competent front office that can do these deals and do them the right way, so we're not spending all this money on guys and not continuing to win for the future, right?
Well, and this is the downside of drafting so well, right? Your guys are owed money, and that's clearly what they've said they wanted to do. if we draft you, we brought you here for a reason, and we will pay you if you earn it at the end of that rookie contract. And man, it's kind of getting out of hand with how well they've done. I mean, you've got top safety in the league right now. You've got Hutch, like you're saying, in the same class. Both top safeties in the league. You're going to have to pay Branch eventually as well.
Yep.
What's going to happen? Are they going to start trading? Are they going to start having to trade some of these guys and reload with picks? It's going to hurt, but it feels like it's going to happen.
Hurt. That is going to hurt. It's a good foresight you're having there. It is tough to think about, though, but eventually the room's going to get full and the money's going to get smaller and smaller. It already has after paying guys last offseason and Aleem in the middle of the season this year. So it's coming. They're going to have to make those tough decisions, and looking ahead, we'll talk more on that in the offseason. But thought that was interesting today. You know, among the contenders that are on this list, you know, Lions certainly up there considering how well they're doing this year. One of the best teams in the league. So we will stop sharing the screen there. We'll close that out. And then we'll talk about a quote that's just been dropped in here.
I slid this in because we all like to revel in how much the Cowboys stink. You can clip this one to drive the TikTok numbers if you want. Jerry Jones. The last 2 games here at home, we've had 5 turnovers each game. We played a good team that was out there today. We got some more of them to play, but you can't win games turning the ball over 5 times. Turns out you can, Jerry.
Wrong.
Turns out you can.
You sure can, Jerry. And if you tuned your television in for the team that plays on the other side of the state, Houston, you would have known that. But yeah, I did see this, Mitch. That's comical. That's ironic. And the shit show continues in Dallas. And it's only going to get worse with Dak out for the rest of the year now.
Love it.
Speaking of the state of Texas, I don't know about you guys. I've been trying to get my smile like Dan Campbell's as Bates was hitting that game winner against Houston there. I don't know if you guys saw the close-up of his face. I don't know how you can get your lips to curve like that.
He's a big man. He can do whatever he wants. He's got a lot of muscle, control.
He's got a lot of things, for sure. I do know what you're referencing. That was funny. It was up there in all-time Dan moments, for sure. I mean, just the confidence to watch Bates go out there, especially with how close it was. I know how we all reacted at home. My initial reaction off the foot was it's in, and then I felt a little bit like, oh no. Similar to the guy that was on the plane. I don't know if you guys caught that in the clip of the plane that you hear some guy go, yes! And they, oh! And we all felt that. It's like, off the leg, it looked really good, and then it started to look, oh no, this might just be outside. But it was inside. So we're happy about that. It
became a hold-on situation.
Hold on. Hold on to anything you can get your hands on as a Lions fan. We all know how tumultuous it can be. All right, let's talk injuries before we give you our picks for Lions and Jaguars. We've got Taylor Decker probably playing, according to Dan. It sounds like he might need a few more days to make that determination, but Taylor Decker, voiced his displeasure with not being out there last week, felt like he let the guys down. He was feeling guilty. So I think Decker, certainly, if it's up to him, he's going to play, and we'll see what Dan and the guys ultimately decide. But it does sound like we'll be without Laporta in this game. With that AC joint sprain, whatever it is, in his shoulder there, it feels like with the Jaguars in the queue here, we won't be having Sam Laporta out there this week. So no Laporta. And then you go to Iffy and Mosley, who had entered their 21-day eval windows. Still no news on them. They're continuing on. They're about 2 weeks remaining left on their timers. I think about 14 days for those guys. So we'll know more in the next 2 weeks, probably by Thanksgiving. Zadarius Smith, he's all good to go. 2 thumbs up from Dan. No problems. He'll be out there on Sunday. Someone who will not be out there is Jags starting quarterback Trevor Lawrence. He is going to sit another one out, as they do have a bye week following the Lions game. So they're going to get him right and have Mac Jones. Boys, Mac Jones is going to be the opposing quarterback in this one. How do we feel about going against Mac Jones?
I feel like it's going to be another good week for my turnover prediction.
Ooh, padding the stats? I mean, after his performance last week, I'm kind of excited. Like to see what the guy's got.
I'd love to give the fans more than 12-7. That would be great.
That's an Andrew score right there.
Yeah.
That score is an Andrew prediction. What were his numbers? I'm going to look him up right now, but what were his numbers last week?
I have not the slightest clue.
All right, here it is. 14 of 22, 111 yards, 2 interceptions for Mac Jones last week against the Vikes.
That's a tough defense, though.
It is a tough defense. You're right. Rushing, they only had 56 yards. ETN with most of those. That's your weapons on that team. Travis Etienne, Tank Bigsby out there, Evan Ingram. Those are the guys. You got Gabe Davis too as well. Not to forget some guys, but those are your playmakers on that offense. Jags come in with yes, Andrew.
Are they all healthy?
I didn't know I was going to get quizzed.
I didn't think Gabe Davis was healthy. Maybe he's back.
Limited.
Maybe he was back.
He had limited practice today. Limited.
Okay. Gotcha.
Not Mr. Unlimited. Mr. Limited today.
Christian Kirk, is he available?
Captain Kirk?
I don't know about Captain. Just Mr. Christian.
Didn't play last week, so I don't know on his status. You're asking too many questions, pal.
Okay. Apologies. I'm going to shut up.
This is not where you come for high level analysis.
Keep it low level.
But all that to say, I don't have any information on Christian Kirk. I tried Googling it, didn't find anything. But I was going to say this about the Jaguars. They don't rank highly in anything. And that's not to take a slight at them. That's just what they do. Their best category for anything is yards per rush, 4.7. So that's where they hang their hat. They're in the top 10 yards per rush. But on defense, their offense is okay. They have some playmakers, like you said, Andrew. That's where they're strong, but their defense is really bad. Opponent yards per game, 390 per game. The defense of Jacksonville has given up. So good, bodes well for the Lions.
That's what we like to hear. Get right game for Goff.
I like my prediction even more.
And they're a little bit stronger against the run than they are against the pass. That defense is, but they are still middle of the pack. But their defense, 8 yards per pass. Opponent completion percentage up at 70%. That's the second lowest. So not a lot of good things to say about the Jacksonville defense. And of course, you got Doug Peterson at the helm there, fighting for his job. Somehow still has a job. This may be the one that kicks him officially off as they head into the bye week next week. That's kind of maybe the most natural time for them to fire him.
It would make sense, depending on the game, though. I mean, if they show fight, you may as well let them finish the year out. But yeah, if they get blown out, they don't show signs of life. But he's got Mac Jones, so he's kind of got an excuse at this point.
True.
Yeah, that's a really good point, Mitchell. The built-in excuse, but not to ask too many questions. Have the Lions ever got a coach fired?
Might be another thing to check off the list for them.
I would say they probably have, because in years past, if you lost to the Lions, it's probably pretty bad spot to be.
That's a solid point. Point.
Yeah, don't have clarity on that, but for sure they've gotten their own coaches fired. That's something that's happened. Did we lose him? No, he's back. He's checking things.
No, I got him.
No, he's frozen on my screen. Well, this one will be back in the 1 o'clock window. No prime time this week. Back in the 1 o'clock.
That's what we like, baby. That's where we belong.
And I've got some news for you and the shareholders, Mitch. This one's going to be on CBS, and for you too, Andrew. This one's going to be on CBS. This one not on Fox this week.
Show us the 506.
Here's the 506, boys. It's kind of disrespectful that they're not giving much of America's team. Are we seeing this?
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know that Baltimore-Pittsburgh game.
Yeah, that's huge. But Mitch, are you seeing this? Indiana not getting much love here.
I don't miss the games. I know what I'm doing here.
Smart.
Yeah.
But if you are trying to watch this game, you got to be in Michigan or Chicago or Toledo or Jacksonville. That's your only option unless you got Sunday ticket or other means, wink, wink, to get this game. Just a heads up. And it is on CBS, like I said. So if you're looking for it on Fox, it's not going to be there. There you go. There you have it. Also, big news of the week. My parents will be in attendance. So shout out to the parents. that raised me. They will be down there. It is the CMU alumni game, so they're going to get part of the alumni package. They get the tailgate.
Nice.
They get the cheaper ticket. I think they get some sort of suite or food or something, and all in a package.
Hook up the plug.
So the Chippewas will be strong in this one in attendance, and
Fire up.
This is an appropriate time for a fire up. Unlike the other times that we may have mentioned that. Kenneth Walker. Podcast equipment should be more expensive. So that's the news on that. The Lions fans will be hungry, of course, because the Lions have had a lack of home games. Lions come in at 13-point favorites in this one, over under at 47.5. Mitch, last week you led the picks, and that boded well. Boded well. That
just the boat.
That was anyway. Let me start that over. Last week, Mitch, you led us in the picks. It did well on TikTok. It did well for the Lions. So why don't you start us off this week in your picks?
I would love to. That's what I said last week too. I've got Lions 35-13. I think it's pretty simple. If you're going to be a good team and a Super Bowl favorite, you have to do what you're supposed to do, and that is put a walloping on the Jags. I got Lions 35, Jags 13. It's Mac Jones. It's a get-right game for Goff and the offense. Don't think we have to overcomplicate it this week.
Mitchell, I'm pretty close to you on that one. I think the offense is just going to play a little more upset than what you're thinking. I got Lions 42, Jags 17, and I think the defense is going to get a score. They're going to get on the board this week again. And Anzalone, he's been a little bit quiet. I think he's going to be the Thor like he was at the beginning of the season. And the home crowd, they've been thirsty for one. I think they're gonna cause some problems for the Jags as well.
Not playing.
High-level analysis.
There we go. Sorry for the delay. Loved everything that you said. That gets me excited. That is huge. I would love for the defense to get a score. Huge for their confidence. And I think you're right about the home crowd. Jacksonville coming in as a low percentage penalized team, one of the lowest in the league. That's something they can hang their hat on, but I think it may result in some false starts, especially with the backup quarterback in there. So I think you're right. Love your pick, 42-17 from him. That brings it to me. I got Lions 31-13 in this one, a little mirrored score here. Lions come in, like you said, hot, and they're going to go against their worst ranked defense of the year in terms of yards, like we touched on. Good opportunity for Goff to bounce back for the offense, play a clean game. Jacksonville doesn't commit a lot of penalties, so you got to be clean on your side of the ball. Be who you know you can be. Be who we know you can be, Lions. Look, this is what good teams do. I don't think we'll see 50 points plus in this one like we did against the Titans, but I think we'll see them stack a W here, and they need to stack W's in this stretch right here. This is going to be big for the NFC number one seed and the NFC North. You got to win these games. You got to take care of business. Give me the Lions 31-13.
Congratulations.
Oh my God.
All of these are wrong. These are all named wrong.
Walking on the keyboard.
Yeah, something's happening. So that's our picks for the week. Shareholders, vote down below who you think is going to win this one. TikTokers, Instagrammers, we welcome you all. We know you like to be loud and proud, especially when it's during the game. In this game, we will have Kevin Harlan in this game. We don't often get the man himself, but Kevin Harlan, a great announcer, great color play-by-play, along with Trent Green. That's your commentators for this matchup. And that's about it. Like you said, most people going to get Baltimore at Pittsburgh, and then Kansas City at Buffalo is going to be nationally televised. So everybody gets that game in the second window on CBS. Green Bay and Chicago will be going on Fox for you all. Let's go to picks. Let's do our picks. Let's do where is it? Here it is. Got to be real sure.
Damn it, I even deleted from the notes. Ben, you wrote in there, do sound effect here, and I just deleted it, hoping you'd forget.
No, I simply can't forget about that. Thursday night matchup this week's going to be a good one. Commanders versus Eagles.
You can't see it. Can't see it, brother.
What do you mean you can't see it?
You're not sharing your screen.
I know. I don't always follow my notes, okay?
Okay, well.
I didn't know if we wanted to leak what's on the bottom of this screen.
That's a tough one. I saw it in there. That's tough.
We've got somebody in these notes is being very funny. Somebody thinks they're a funny guy. Like I said, big one on Thursday night. NFC East battle between the Eagles and the Commanders. This one's going to be in Philly on Amazon Prime. I will take the Eagles to win this one because they are at home, and I would like to see the Commanders lose another one here for the NFC playoff picture because the Eagles got a tougher schedule going down the stretch. So Eagles win this week, but lose the next ones.
Yeah, this is a gut game for me. I just feel like the Commanders are coming off of a heartbreak, so they're going to come out hungry. A lot of people are kind of throwing the F word around. F is for fraud in the NFL. I don't think the Commanders are frauds. They've had an easier schedule for sure. I just like them. I think Dan Quinn's a much better coach than Sirianni. I just don't think Sirianni is a good head coach. So I'm picking with my heart, not my head.
Yeah, Mitch, we were on here pregame dogging the Bears, and the commies took the Bears down to the wire and took a Hail Mary to beat them. I'm going to say they're towing the line of fraud. I'm going to take the Eagles in this one. And speaking of the Bears, that's our next game. We got an NFC North matchup in Chicago. Green Bay taking on the Bears. Green Bay, 5-point favorites in this one. I'm going to take the Pack. This is easy. Give me the Pack.
Yeah, I like the Pack to cover pretty easily, to be honest with you. I think the Bears are just in complete disarray. Their offense is horrendous. You fired your OC. You got to fire the head coach. The head coach has got to go. I think the Bears' season is over.
Yeah, OC was the sacrificial lamb, I think, in that situation for sure. Packers off of a bye seems like a no-brainer, but this one could be funky. I'll take the Packers. Lions, Jags, we all got Lions. Move us right along to the AFC. Andrew.
Before we move along, can I just say how crazy it is to see the 13.5-point spread compared to every other one here?
Yeah, by the way, I guess I had some out-of-date numbers. Lions 13.5 now with the over-under at 46.5.
I mean,
Yeah, largest spread of the year.
7.5 from the team they just beat.
Almost 2 touchdowns. That's college football odds right there. That is a big spread for the NFL. That is huge.
I digress.
Vikings in the NFC North going to be taking on the stinky Tennessee Titans. That's tough for the Lions. Would love to see a Vikings loss, but I don't think it's going to be this week. Give me the Titans. Give me the Vikings.
No, you said.
He said it. He said it.
Look at
That's
the
like in
document.
chess. You took your finger off the piece.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm with you, Ben. The Titans. Oh, you got me. You got me. The Titans stink out loud. It's going to be the Vikings.
Yeah, give me another NFC North winner here. Give me the Vikings as well. This one could be a little bit of a weird matchup. We got Raiders taking on the Dolphins. Dolphins coming off Monday Night Football here. I'm going to take Gardner Minshew and the Raiders. I want them to play a little upset football.
Yeah, I think the Dolphins look more like the Dolphins the last couple of weeks with Tua back. I can't figure out what you're doing here, Andrew. I like the Dolphins. This feels like Ben picking the Colts over the Bills last week.
Ooh, who could forget? Tough look for me. I've got the Dolphins as well. I think I agree with you, Mitch. I feel like they're kind of hitting their groove after their win against the Rams. It's been materializing. It's happening more and more often.
By the way, this dude Tua,
leading with his head.
Did you guys see him trying to make a tackle? Leading with his head?
Yup.
Just asking for it. I don't understand. It's crazy to me.
He's going full 180 on everybody. It's odd. It's peculiar. Rams going into Gillette Stadium up north there for a road matchup in the 1 o'clock window. Rams 5-point favorites. I will take the Rams. I don't love it because of how they've looked, but I'll take the Rams.
Yeah, I think, listen, the Rams are not out of it by any means, and they're just a better team than the Patriots are.
Yeah, there's not much more to say. I mean, the Patriots got to win, but I don't think they're heating up by any chance. I'll take the Rams with you guys. And the next game, I'll say pre-show, Mitchell swayed me on this one, or was it Ben with the note here?
That's
Benjamin.
me.
Benjamin swayed me with this. Jameis gets his revenge. He's back in New Orleans. Too bad Dennis Allen's already gone. Browns taking on New Orleans Saints. This is a tight game. 1-point favorites for the Saints. I'm going to take the Browns. Give me Jameis.
Yeah, I just think it's the Browns because the Saints got their interim coach bump, the Rizzy bump last week. And the Browns with Jameis are a competent team, took the Ravens down to the wire. I think the Browns win.
I will take the Riz. Give me a Rizzy and give me the Saints in that one at home. Hard to pick against the Saints. Jets at home versus the Colts. Jets seasons might be over. I have gone with the Jets recently, and it's not gone well for me. But I feel like if I try to flip-flop now and overthink it, I'm gonna get hurt. So I'll take the Jets.
I'm with you, Ben. I think the Jets they're bad, but they're not as bad as the Colts with Anthony Richardson. So I like the Jets.
Yeah, never let them know your next move here. I'm gonna take the Colts just in the sense of zagging. I feel like I'm taking too many picks with you guys. I gotta zag a little bit. I'll take the Colts here.
I respect that.
This is the big matchup of the week. This is what everybody's getting on their screens. Ravens taking on the Steelers here. I'm going to stick with the Ravens. I think I'm taking them every single week, and I'm going to keep on it.
Yeah, I like the Ravens in this one. I don't know. It just feels like the Ravens just have that up and down thing that they've had for the last few seasons, and they got to get this one against the Steelers. I think the Steelers are coming off a big win. Ravens need one more here. I like the Ravens.
Gonna flip here on you guys. I'm gonna take the Steelers here at home. I like them at home. I think in Baltimore wins. In Pittsburgh wins. 1 o'clock window too. I feel like in prime time I would have taken maybe the Ravens, but I think in the 1 o'clock window, that's the Steelers window, man. That's what they love. They love the early window. So I'll take the Steelers there in a pivotal AFC North matchup. Moving us along to the Birds that are the Falcons, heading out to the Horses that are the Broncos. And this is a real tough matchup. Denver, a slight favorite in this one. This one, the first one in your 4 o'clock window. I'll take the Falcons to not lose 2 straight, and I'll take the Falcons over the Broncos here.
I like the Broncos. I think they're coming off of a heartbreaking loss. They're going to be hungry. It's a prove it game for them, and I think the Falcons are fake good.
What has happened to our poor document?
Andrew, who's going to pick? All right, Andrew's on the Falcons, and then he's on the Seahawks. The Hawk Tua's his favorite.
Okay, yeah, I got the Falcons. Thanks, guys.
You pick again now, or you go again. That's how this game works.
I'm working on it, pal. I'm working on it. Oh, God, who are they even playing? Another great matchup. Seahawks taking on the 49ers. Seahawks coming off a bye. I just got to take them. Mitchell, enough with the shenanigans on the screen.
I like the 49ers. The 49ers are just getting CMC back. They just won a tough one. They look good. I think the 49ers are going to go on a little bit of a run here to end the season, on the back half of the season, I should say.
Yeah, I hate that for the NFC and the Lions as alike, but I'll take the 49ers in that matchup. Hawks are off of a bye, which makes me try to kind of want to take them, but I think the 49ers,
but do you think they're a good team?
Nah, not after recent evaluations.
Would you take them to cover the spread? 6.5.
Yes, I would.
Yeah, I like them
go.
to cover that.
Agreed.
Yeah, I do. All right.
So they're a great team, not a good team.
Great teams cover, as you say, right? That was the Lions. Remember,
Good teams
win,
great teams cover.
Yeah, that used to be the motto.
They still are. They're just, like the Dan
True.
Campbell is just like has an unreal record against the spread.
Didn't last week though. I think they were 3.5, right?
Yeah, I think so. But according to Andrew, they were like 30-point favorites.
Oh, those Papa numbers are a little different.
That did not work out.
You got to call your shot. Baloney's
Well, we hope it
baloney.
works out this week.
Baloney's
And
baloney.
Baloney is good too. And
Baloney
this is
is
matchup
as
is
baloney
good.
does.
this matchup, several solid matchups, this being one of them. Bills going at home against the Kansas City Chiefs. This matchup always seems to have fireworks, always seems to be crazy. Kansas City's had their number in recent past. Could be a little rain in this one. Showers during this game, turning into heavy rain by nightfall. So depending on how late this game, we might have even more rain as it goes on. But I will take the Bills here. They are 2-point favorites, but I really, really like the Bills here over the Chiefs that are flying a little too high.
We're picking for America right now. Everyone's sick of the Chiefs. I think it's going to be a good game. You're right. The Chiefs always have the Bills number. I want the Bills to win, and you know what? Now that I'm speaking it out loud, I kind of don't like if the Chiefs. I almost want the Chiefs to win because if they meet again in the playoffs, it gives the Bills that much more oomph in the playoffs. But I want the Chiefs to lose. I'm sick of it.
The losses are coming.
Picking for America is the exact term we need there. They got to drop one. I'm going to take the Bills with you guys. I hate to ride such a bandwagon with you, but I'm going to do it. Next one, our favorite coach in the NFL outside of Dan Campbell, not whoever coaches the Bengals.
Zach Taylor?
Jim Harbaugh. No. Not that one. Harbaugh.
Connor
the right
Stallions?
One. No. And I'm going to ride with Jim Harbaugh. Give me the Chargers over the Bengals. He said he had to win 7 of the last 9. I don't think they're on pace to do it.
Yeah, there's just not enough outside of Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase going on. Their defense isn't good enough, and the Chargers' defense is good. I think the Chargers win. Chargers are a solid team.
Chargers are a solid team. They're at home here in primetime on Sunday Night Football, so I think we'll see some fireworks in this one. It should be a great matchup. I think the Chargers eke it out dissimilar to what they used to do last season with Brandon Staley. They win a close one here. That takes us to our last matchup of the week, Monday Night Football, the battle for Texas. It's the Texans versus the Cowboys, who looked so bad last week. Texans come off that stinky loss to the Lions that really, really hurt them. 7.5-point favorites. We couldn't make the font any bigger if we wanted to. I'll take the Texans over the Cowboys for Texas.
The Cowboys suck. It's Texans.
Well said. Yeah, the battle for Texas is won by Houston. Jerry Jones. Mitchell, you said it best. Fire yourself.
Somebody's got to do it. It's easiest if he does it himself. So that's your picks. Hit the wrong one again. For week 11, running season totals. Hopefully we break 100 this week. 98-54 for me. 96-56 for Mitch. 2 games back. Andrew, 88-64.
He's getting there. He's right on us.
Andrew, you think you're going to eke out 12 wins to get to 100 this week?
I think you're crazy.
12-2.
You can do it. You've touched 11 twice, double digits 5 times.
I've been doing a lot of zagging this week, and you know that.
No, I don't think so. I think you
not like you normally would. This is contained you. You are now contained.
Oh, we got the lid on.
The one we thought we couldn't contain is now contained. Who would have thunk it?
Container week.
What has been.
Week 11 is now known as Container Week. So like us, follow us, rate us 5 stars. If you haven't checked out the TikTok, it's hot. So why don't you go over there and click follow the Lions Share Podcast on TikTok and Instagram as well. Not so hot, but we would love the support as it is. So we'll be back Sunday following the game, back at our regular scheduled time with the 1 o'clock window, and we'll recap Lions versus Jaguars and anything else that happens in Week 11. Until then, let's go Lions. Take care of business this week versus the Jags.
Taking care of business.
Just like James Houston did.
Ooh.
2 of us were linked up there. 1 of us wasn't.
It was close. Nice try, though, Ben. Meow.
God damn it, Ben.